The championship rematch is upon us in the second day of the season as the Saugerties Stallions continue their title defense, going all the way up to Amsterdam to take on the Mohawks in the rematch of last year's PGCVL Championship. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Saugerties Stallions Baseball here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel. My name is John Drager, and alongside me is my partner, Kyle McMullen. And Kyle, these two teams rooted in bad blood between one another.
Yeah, it's a rivalry that is going to stand the test of time. I mean, this is just the first installment of the 2022 campaign for these guys. And there's just going to be a lot of really good baseball between these two clubs. I'm really excited to be here. I'm excited to watch the Stallions come all the way up here to Amsterdam. It's going to be a great night for some baseball.
And a tale of two stories on opening night for both teams. The Stallions giving up 8 runs in that 7th inning to the Albany Dutchmen, losing that game 13-10. However, Amsterdam, a 13-0 win in 7 innings against Glens Falls. So let's see what the Stallions can do tonight. Kyle, I'm going to send it over to you. What does Saugerties really need to do to gear up and make sure they don't repeat the same mistakes as last night?
Well, I think the one of the biggest keys tonight is going to be the pitching. It took a couple innings for the hitters to kind of get their feet under them, granted, but the pitching really struggled later on in the game. Really the 4th inning through about the 7th or 8th, they really couldn't find the strike zone. It got a little bit sloppy towards the end, but the bats did come alive at one point. The game ended at a 13-10 final. So I'm excited to see what happens here tonight with Canny on the mound for the Stallions.
And you mentioned not finding the strike zone. 25 total walks between the Stallions and the Dutchmen, 11 of them given up by Saugerties. So let's see what the starting pitcher for the Stallions tonight. Alex Canny will be on the dirt for the Stallions. And going up to the top of the batting order for Saugerties in the 1 slot, Jelani Rogers, the right fielder. He'll be followed up by TJ Adams, the center fielder. Up next in the 3 slot, Brandon Fish making his Saugerties debut this season. He'll be at the hot corner at third base. The number 4 cleanup hitter, Mason Speaker, still staying in that same spot and still staying at that first base bag. Number 5, Colin Mackel. Last night he was the DH. Tonight he will be out in that left field. Number 6, Brett Heckert, the second baseman out of Pitt. Number 7, Cody Kelly, the catcher. He's behind the plate once more. Number 8, Alex Rodriguez, the shortstop, originally in the leadoff hitter for the Stallions to start off their championship defense. Now sitting in that 8th spot after not registering a hit last night. And number 9, David Shackleford will round up the lineup at a DH. On the mound tonight for the Amsterdam Mohawks is Cole Cheatham, the rising left-handed sophomore pitcher from Ardmore, Alabama, attending Mississippi State, who is currently in their defense of a College World Series title. Looking at his stats from this past year, no wins and losses to his records, a 9.24 ERA and 12 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 17 hits, 13 runs all earned with 12 walks, 18 strikeouts, and 1 home run, with opponents hitting .304 against him. He'll step onto the mound tonight for the Mohawks in this rematch of the championship game. It's the Mohawks and the Stallions here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel. Aren't you excited, Kyle?
I'm pumped. It's going to be a great night for some baseball, like I said. I'm excited to see Cheatham really put in some work. He only had about just under 13 innings as a freshman out of Mississippi State. And one of the more competitive rosters to really find your place in is Mississippi State. So as you said, John, they're reigning champions of the NCAA. So it'll be very interesting to see what he has in store for us tonight.
And looking at early on in his warm-up pitches, he immediately threw a ball right into the dirt in front of home plate. So a little bit of confidence for the Stallions, but all of them warming up as a normal game day would. Jelani Rogers looking upon, waiting to dig into the box. Taking a look back to last night's game, the Stallions managed to use 5 different pitchers in the process, with DeLuga getting the start, going 3 innings, registering 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. But the main pitcher that really closed things out for the Stallions was Colson Buchanan out of Wofford. In 2 innings, he only allowed 2 hits, 1 run, which was earned, no walks, but 4 strikeouts. So the Stallions could have waited to use him in today's matchup.
Now, there was a lot of impressive things coming from Buchanan. He has a very, very live arm coming off the right side, and he was registering up some strikeouts, as you said. The 1 earned run, that's 1 blemish on a pretty solid night from his first outing as a Stallion.
Yeah, and we want to remind you that tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Amtech, supplier to the military and aerospace. Bob Gerhing Septic, honest, dependable, reliable. If you need it pumped out, call Bob. And by BP Carpentry and Maintenance, local contractor with the highest standards without highest cost. All right, we're just about set for first pitch. Jelani Rogers about to step into that right-handed batter's box, and he'll do so just now. Full crowd here at Rao Family Stadium in Amsterdam, New York. And we are underway here in Amsterdam. The first pitch from Cheatham will go low and outside for a ball.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Rogers has in store for us. Moving up from the 2-hole up to the leadoff spot. He, out in right field, we saw last night there was a ball hit just over his head, and he almost doubled up the runner from first base without a crow hop, throwing it off his back foot. So I'm very excited to see what he has in store for us, as last night he went 2 for 4 from the plate with a strikeout, a walk, and a stolen base.
And right now, Jelani Rogers finds himself in an early 3-0 count here. Saugerties trying to draw up a leadoff base runner, trying to go for a walk. The delivery from Cheatham gets inside for a strike. So the count sits 3-1 now. And Rogers plans to try to get that leadoff hit for Saugerties. 3-1 pitch. Swung on and a dribbler right to the second baseman. He'll flip it over to first and get the first out for the Mohawks. Taking a look out in the field for Amsterdam. Behind the plate, you have Hunter Thomas, followed by first baseman Cade Bush. Down at second base, you got Gage Miller. Shortstop will be Brett Coker. At the hot corner will be Josh Overbeek. In left field, you'll have Michael Shaughnessy. Center field, Nick Jimarusi. And in right field, you will round it out there. First pitch to TJ Adams is a hopper straight to the hot corner. He'll flip it over to first and get the out. Good job by Overbeek to get the bouncer, and 2 away for the Mohawks.
With this all-turf infield here at Amsterdam, we're going to be seeing a lot of those choppy ground balls. It's all going to be pure hops for all the infielders, but it'll be interesting to see just how much more action the baseball will have on it once it gets to these infielders.
Stepping up now for the Stallions will be Brandon Fish, making his Saugerties debut. Takes the first pitch from Cheatham outside for a ball. In 58 games with UMass Lowell for Fish, hit .271 with 64 hits, 4 home runs, and 51 RBIs. Second pitch swinging, that gets fouled over the third base dugout where the Stallions reside. Count sits at 1-1 with 2 outs now. Cheatham delivers. And a dribbler right up there, and that will be ruled foul by the umpire behind the plate. Fish now down 1-2 in the count.
Fish making his debut tonight for the Stallions from the left side, coming out of UMass Lowell in a hometown up in New Hampshire. In 2022, he had 58 appearances, 57 starts with a .271 average.
And Fish goes down swinging on strikes. A 1-2-3 inning for the Mohawks. And now it's time for them to come up to bat. Don't go anywhere. This is the Stallions baseball right here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel. Welcome back to Saugerties Stallions Baseball here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel. John Drager alongside Kyle McMullen. And now the Mohawks will come up here in the bottom of the first to get things rolling in. Starting off with the lineup for the Mohawks, Gage Miller, the second baseman, will lead things off, followed by the left fielder Frankie Marinelli. In the 3 slot, Brett Coker, the shortstop, followed by cleanup hitter Cade Bush at first base. In the 5 spot, Josh Overbeek, the third baseman. Number 24, Hunter Thomas, he'll be in that 6th spot as a catcher. The right fielder, Zach Garner, he'll hit in that 7th spot. Nick Jimarusi, the center fielder, he'll hit number 8. And rounding out the lineup, the DH, Michael O'Shaughnessy. First pitch to Gage Miller is a swinging strike, and enter Alex Canny. The pitcher for the Stallions tonight, the rising sophomore from Tampa University. In 12 games with Tampa, he has a 1-0 record with a 1.60 ERA in 39 and a third innings pitched with 43 strikes and 11 balls. Second pitch goes way inside for a ball. Gage Miller had to move out of the way of that one.
Yeah, his best appearance, Canny's that is, it was at Rollins back in early May. 6 innings, 2 hits, 5 Ks, and 1 walk. Be interesting to see. Not too many strikeouts from him, but that just means he throws a lot of good ground ball pitches, keeps his infield and his outfield and really involved in the game. So it'll be interesting to see what his game plan is here tonight.
It seems like Canny is working the edges right now as that ball got away from him, so now the count's sitting at 2-1. Looking at Miller from Bishop State Community College, a .391 hitter in 51 games. That ball goes in for a strike. The count now sits at 2-2.
A lot of speed from the middle infielder. It'll be interesting to see if the infielders here make an adjustment. We've got both corners playing all the way back.
The 2-2, low outside and in the dirt. So count now full. Saugerties feeling like they're about to give up their 12th walk of the season, and it's only the second game.
Yeah, the pitchers have really been struggling to find the strike zone here early on.
And that one is driven into the left field. That'll hit off the wall and go down for a base hit. Miller rounds first, heading towards the second base bag, and he'll go in for a sliding double to lead things off for the Mohawks.
Well, it wasn't a walk, but not exactly what Canny had in mind for the first hitter of his Saugerties Stallion career.
And that'll bring up Frankie Marinelli up to bat now for the Mohawks, the rising junior outfielder from Manhattan University in New York. Canny looks back, delivers. Marinelli shows bunt, but that rolls foul down the third base line.
Marinelli for the Manhattan Jaspers appeared in 14 games with just 4 starts. Now, his freshman campaign, he hit .400, going 8 for 20, and hit a little bit of a sophomore slump, hitting only .261. I'm sure this summer he'll be looking to find his groove and figure out exactly where the lightning in the bottle is.
The 0-1 pitch from Canny. Marinelli showing bunt again, but that goes in the zone for a strike. Marinelli finds himself down 0-2 in the count, and Fish is slowly playing up a little bit on the infield.
Be interesting to see just how aggressive the Mohawks are with the whole sacrifice bunt. If they'll still give him the sign with 2 strikes or let him swing away here.
Rodriguez backs off, and the 0-2 pitch is delivered inside for a ball. Looked like Canny was trying to push Marinelli off the plate.
Yeah, he's letting him know, I'm here too, you know, get off my plate.
So with a runner on second in Miller, getting that sliding double to lead things off for the Mohawks, the 1-2 pitch is in there, and it's a called strike 3 for Marinelli. Saugerties Stallions get their first out of the game, and now they'll bring up Brett Coker, the shortstop.
Now that's got to feel good for Canny, coming right back off a full count 3-2 double to the leadoff hitter. Go right after the 2-hole and get him on 4 pitches.
And Coker now out of Middle Tennessee State in 55 games, a .282 hitter with 35 RBIs and 5 home runs to his name. 1 out with the runner on second. Canny delivers. High and outside for a ball. Taking a look here at the fielding position for Saugerties. Behind the plate will be Kelly. And at first base, Mason Speaker. And second base, Brett Heckert. Shortstop, Alex Rodriguez. And third baseman, Brandon Fish. As a check swing there from Colcor is called safe by the second base umpire. So the count now sits at 2-0. In the outfield, Colin Mackel will be playing left field. TJ Adams in center, and Jelani Rogers, the leadoff hitter for Saugerties, in right field. The 2-0 pitch, swung on and missed for a strike. Not a lot of movement right now from Miller at that second base bag. He's getting a lot of lead, and Saugerties is not calling his bluff. That pitch is fouled back into the netting by the grandstand, and the count sits at 2-2.
These Mohawks are certainly not afraid to swing the bat. Lots of foul tips already thus far in the game.
With one out and a 2-2 count. Alex Canny looks back and deals. That's low and into the dirt. Gage thought about stealing third, but a great job there by Kelly to keep that ball in front.
I think he thought better of it, considering just how good of a catcher Kelly has been in the last couple nights. Really a vacuum back there. We talked a little bit about the struggling from the pitcher's mound, but boy, Kelly has really done his job in the battery mate position.
The full count pitch is just outside, and that's another walk. That's a walk for the Stallions. First of the game, 12th of the season. Now coming up to bat, Cade Bush from Florida State, the rising sophomore infielder from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. In 11 games with the Seminoles, batted 0 with 7 at-bats, no hits, and 3 strikeouts. Looking to get out of this little slump that he finds himself in. With runners on first and second, Canny delivers. Gets inside for a strike.
Yeah, you mentioned Bush as the freshman who struggled, but he came out of Palm Beach Gardens being named the 7A, 6A Player of the Year, 4-time All-District Player of the Year. He's got it. He just struggled in his freshman year.
The 0-1, down low into the dirt. Count now sitting at 1-1. Looking at Canny right now, he doesn't really seem too threatened by the base runners, especially giving up that leadoff double. The 1-1 pitch is driven down the first base line, but will curve foul. Count now sitting at 1-2 with 1 out in the bottom of the first. No score here. Taking a look at Canny, he attended Durant High School in Plant City, Florida, so a Florida-on-Florida battle, a top 500 national ranking by Perfect Game Baseball, the number 65 pitcher in the state of Florida, as Bush sends that one into left field, and that will keep the runner at third, so bases loaded here early on for the Mohawks. And that'll bring up third baseman Josh Overbeek from the University of Pittsburgh, the utility rising sophomore at 6'1", 210 pounds in 21 games with the Panthers, hitting 200 on the year.
1 out, bases loaded, bottom of the first. We'll see if Canny can find his way out of this one.
And it's still early in the season, and the Stallions did use 5 arms last night against Albany. First pitch from Canny is a little high for a ball. And I've noticed Canny loses his hat a lot on some of his pitches.
I'm curious as to when he made the order for the hat, did he get a haircut in between getting it and just didn't realize it?
That's a good question. He gets that first pitch swinging on a strike.
It's about 80% of his pitches thus far that hat has found its way onto the turf.
Count now sitting 0-2 with 1 out, bases loaded in the bottom of the first. Canny looks over at third, looks back, and he deals. Swung on and miss. Excuse me. It counts now 1-2 right now. My apologies. Looking at the scoreboard was a little wrong, but regardless, we carry on. With Miller at third, Coker at second, and Bush at first. Canny delivers, swung on and a dribbler right to the first base bag, and Speaker can do nothing but just step on the first base, and that'll get another out, but a run will score.
10 times out of 10, Canny will take that, trading a run for an out there. Not ideal. You'd certainly like to get out of this one unscathed. However, the way that he's been pitching thus far this inning, he'll be okay with that one.
And so that'll make it 1-0 Amsterdam in the bottom of the first. And coming up to bat now, Hunter Thomas, the catcher from Rend Lake Community College. The rising junior steps in on the right-hand side. Canny delivers with 2 runners in scoring position. First pitch is called a strike. Taking a look at the weather, a nice sunny day. Good day to come out to the ballpark, but looking towards that center field flag post, it seems like winds are shifting over to the left side of the field. Second pitch now called a strike, so 0-2. No 2 count now for Hunter Thomas, with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. 19 games with Rend Lake, 443 hitter with 27 hits, 10 strikeouts, and 18 RBIs. Canny throws the pitch, and swinging right there is Thomas, and the Stallions get out of the inning barely unscathed. 1-0 Amsterdam leads the Stallions after 1 inning. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Saugerties Stallions Baseball here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel. Saugerties Stallion Baseball, sponsored by Diamond Mills, world-class amenities and refined luxury. Dwyer Contracting, high-quality craftsmanship in a family-owned business. And by Ephros Orthodontics, smile provider for the Saugerties Stallions. Welcome back up to the top of the second inning. Saugerties find themselves down early 1-0, all thanks to an RBI ground out by the Mohawks. And coming up to bat now for the Stallions will be the 4-5-6 hitter and Speaker, Mackel, and Heckert. Taking a look at last night for Mackel, a 200 hitter thus far in one game. 1 hit and 5 at-bats along with a walk and a strikeout to his name. As for Speaker, he's stepping into the box in 2 at-bats, did not register a hit but brought in 2 runs and managed to get 4 walks to his name. So a little bit of a patience at the plate for Speaker. He steps in and takes that first pitch for a strike. The 0-1 pitch goes down into the dirt. Count sets at 1-1.
As you said, the sophomore out of TCU, Mason Speaker, he seems to have a very good eye, registering 4 walks last night and letting go of a pitch that was just off the plate there after he fouls that one away.
And it looks like a fan is going to go home tonight with a free baseball courtesy of the PGCBL. Beaker now digging in. The infielder from TCU gets that first pitch and drives it right up the middle for a base hit. And the Stallions get on the board early and get their first hit of the night.
And Speaker's first hit as a Stallion. Good for him.
Yeah, looking back at TCU, a 143 hitter in 13 games. Got a double and drove in 5 runs. And that'll bring up Colin Mackel, last night's CH turned left fielder, with a runner on first. He'll step into the left-handed batter's box. And Cheatham delivers the first pitch. That gets on inside that outside edge for a strike.
Mackel, a junior out of Marist College, in a 2022, only 4 appearances, hitting just 200, 1 RBI, 1 walk, a .333 on-base percentage.
Yeah.
He's someone that's really looking to make something happen for himself this summer and bring it back to school with him.
And right now, he's currently sitting at 200 batting average and faces an 0-2 count to Cheatham. Make that 3-0-3, and that's a strikeout for Mackel. Speaker tries to steal second and gets deemed successful on the late throw. So going down swinging is Mackel. So 1 out early for the Stallions. And that right there from Speaker is another Benson steal. And that'll bring up Brett Heckert, the second baseman out of the University of Pittsburgh. First pitch to him is a grounder straight to the shortstop. Coker gets that, throws it over to third base and gets the tag out. And 2 outs now with a runner on first for the Stallions.
Speaker a little too aggressive there. Any coach will teach you a ground ball right at the shortstop. When you're on second base, you should never move. Anything that causes him to move left or right, you can definitely have a shot at it, but certainly not right at him. Unfortunate for the Stallions there.
And bad base running cost them a runner in scoring position. Now the Stallions are back to square one, to which they lead it off that top second inning with a runner on first, bringing up Cody Kelly. First pitch to him is a check swing, and that will be called a strike. He went around. Last night for Kelly, in 5 at-bats, managed to register 1 hit and 2 runs to his name. Trying to find hit number 2 here in Amsterdam. Second pitch is low and into the dirt, goes past the catcher. And now Heckert will go into second base standing up. So now a runner in scoring position. The tying run at second base now for Cody Kelly. The lefty steps on in. Taking a look at Kelly, who now resides in the North Iowa Area Community College baseball team, was a recent transfer from Minnesota. Didn't really compete too much in that 2021 campaign for the Gophers, only going in 23 games. As that pitch from Cheatham was high for a ball. Heckert with a hefty lead off the second base bag. Cheatham delivers. That goes down and into the dirt, but Heckert decides to trot back to that second base bag. Count now sits at 2-2 with 2 outs. Taking a look at last night for Amsterdam, a 13-0 win against Glens Falls. Aiden Kidd got the win in 5 innings with allowing 1 hit, 1 walk, and 11 strikeouts. Cheatham deals, and that's too high for Kelly, and he'll take that first base bag on a walk. That'll bring up shortstop Alex Rodriguez up to the plate. Last night, he struggled from the plate, only getting on base from an error by the third baseman, Danny Rogers of Albany. From there, he couldn't find back to that first base bag.
Seems as though Rodriguez's option to go with the no batting glove look for the night. Be interesting to see if that was the problem for him in the home opener last night.
Rodriguez digs in. Cheatham delivers. High into the zone for a ball. 2 outs and 2 runners on base at first and second. Cheatham trying to get himself out of this pickle. The 1-0. Outside. Ball 2. And Alex Rodriguez, we mentioned it last night. He had a little bit of a struggle back at San Diego State University in 29 games, hitting 147 for the Aztecs. He goes swinging right there for a strike. Along with that 147 batting average, getting 10 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them doubles, 3 walks and 30 strikeouts. So an aggressive hitter that the Stallions got from San Diego State. Rodriguez takes that one low into the dirt for a ball. The count sitting now at 3-1.
Hopefully Rodriguez, all he needed to fill the holes in his bat from this past spring was a little bit of East Coast love up here in New York.
3-1. Outside, ball 4, the second straight walk for Cheatham. That'll bring up David Shackleford, the designated hitter.
Some very, very well-worked at-bats from the Stallions this half of the inning. Nice change of pace for him.
And Rodriguez gets on base for the second time in his Stallions career, still looking for hit number 1 as a member of the Stallions. That'll bring up David Shackleford, the designated hitter in last night's game in 3 at-bats. Did not register a hit, managed to get in 2 runs from 2 walks and drove in a RBI based on one of his walks. He takes that first pitch outside for a strike.
Bases loaded here for the DH. Be interesting to see what he can do here with 2 away.
Cheatham in a pickle, delivers down low into the zone, gets called a ball. And for Cole Cheatham from Mississippi State, he finds himself with bases loaded, but 2 outs, so 2 straight strikes will get him out of this jam.
Yeah, both pitchers have found themselves in early trouble here in this contest.
Shackleford goes swinging, and here comes Heckert. He'll stand up at the home plate and get a run batted in for the Stallions, and that'll advance the runners. So 1-1, and we got a tie ball game here. On the wild pitch from Cheatham, the score now sits 1-1 here in the top of the second. Cheatham steps back. The 2-1 pitch is there, and it gets inside for a called strike 3. And that'll end the inning for the Mohawks. A wild pitch brings in a run for the Stallions, but they could not capitalize with 2 runners in scoring position. Don't go anywhere. We head to the bottom of the second here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel. A 1-1 ball game heading into the bottom of the second inning between the Stallions and the Mohawks. John Drager alongside Carl McMullen, and right now, not too many hits going on, but only 3 hits in 1.5 innings. 2 of them coming from the Mohawks.
Yeah, both pitchers struggling here in the early going to find the strike zone. Lots of full counts. It'll be very interesting to see if there's going to be a new plan of attack for either of these guys going forward.
And taking a look up for the next few batters for the Mohawks, it will be 7, 8, 9. And then we'll round up to the top after those 3 hitters. Coming up and leading off for the Mohawks will be the right fielder, Zach Gardner, out of Marshall. And in 20 games for Marshall, Gardner was a 121 hitter with 4 runs, 3 balls. He sends that first pitch on a ride down into the gap, and that'll go down onto the fence for a base hit. Trying to round third, Jelani Rogers trying to make the relay throw, and Gardner with the leadoff stand-up double for the Mohawks.
Not exactly what Canny was looking for to kind of get himself back on track in this bottom half of the second. We'll see what he can do here going forward.
And Nick Jimarusi is coming up, the rising sophomore out of Pitt University in 23 games, hits 80. Managing that with 2 hits, 1 RBI, and 14 strikeouts to his name as a Pitt Panther. He takes the first pitch right to the third baseman. Fitch will give it up, throw it over to first, and Speaker is there for an out, and a big collision on the first base bag. Speaker still has yet to get up. Jimarusi walking off unscathed, and Speaker now up, and he'll throw the ball back over. Umpire getting back over to check to see if he's okay, and he is. So 1 out early for the Stallions.
Yeah, those high throws coming across the diamond like that really force the first baseman into harm's way. As you see, Speaker just happens to find himself in the middle of the base path there. It's a big boy. I'm surprised that the hitter wasn't actually hurt at all. It's good to see that both guys got up on their own volition and are all right.
That'll bring in Michael O'Shaughnessy. He'll take that first pitch for a strike.
O'Shaughnessy is, fun fact, a senior committed to Davidson, so he's actually hasn't even seen real college baseball until this summer.
Yeah, and this is his first game. They'll go straight to the pitcher. He'll throw it over to first to Speaker, and he'll get another out. That'll advance Gardner to third base, and now 2 outs with a runner on third for the Stallions. Back to the top of the order comes Gage Miller back in the first inning. He had that sliding double, to start off and came all the way around and scored. First pitch from Miller is fouled back down the third base line and managed to hit a car and bounce into the woods. So you see the Mohawks, they're getting a little bit aggressive at the plate right now. Canny with the 0-1. Gets on that outside edge for a strike.
Home plate umpire tonight seems to like the outside edges, giving about a quarter to maybe half a ball more to both guys here.
Canny looking to get out of this bottom second frame with 1 hit only and a base runner on third. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. After a leadoff double, Canny goes 3 straight outs to retire the batters, and now we'll head to the top of the third. You're listening to Stallions Baseball here on Stallions YouTube channel. Saugerties Stallion baseball here on the Saugerties Stallion YouTube channel. We'll head to the top of the third inning, and the Saugerties Stallions are back to the top of the order with Jelani Rogers leading things off. He'll take that first pitch outside for a ball. Back in the first inning, Rogers managed to ground out to the second baseman in Gage Miller. Got things started for today's game. Second pitch flies into the dirt. So 2-0 count now to Rogers, and taking a look back at yesterday's game, Rogers managed to have a good night in 2 hits and 4 at-bats with 1 walk and a hit by pitch to his name. No runs driven in, no runs around for him. Count now sits at 3-0 after that high pitch from Cheatham. 3-0, another high ball, and on to a leadoff walk for Rogers.
Again, Cheatham struggling to find the strike zone early here. Be interesting to see what he wants to do going forward, as the pitching coach will call time and walk out and have a conversation.
Yeah, and taking a look back to that second inning, 1-2-3 early for Cheatham as he managed to retire the first 3 batters he faced, but that second inning was a little bit more disastrous. Started off with a single, then a strikeout, then a fielder's choice, which got a runner out at third base. Then 2 straight walks, a K, and to end the inning. So managed, but the score still stands at 1-1 apiece thanks to a pass ball that Cheatham threw.
Yeah, regardless of both guys' pitch counts, they're both pretty satisfied with going into this third inning tied, knotted up here, still at 1-1.
We're about to get set here. TJ Adams stepping into the box. Back in the first inning, grounded out to the third baseman in Josh Overbeek. Rogers taking a lead off the first base bag. Cheatham delivers. Inside for a ball. It gets past the catcher, and Rogers stands up and gets to the second base bag.
Not exactly what you want to see out of your pitcher, just as you vacate the mound and head back into the dugout after a nice quick conversation with him.
And right now it seems like Cheatham is slowly losing his rhythm. With a 1-0 count, delivers, swung on, and fouled straight back near our vantage point in the broadcaster's booth.
Yeah, shout out our PA, Rob. We should have definitely brought our gloves here to Amsterdam as well. Nobody's safe up here.
Yeah, we got open windows, and I believe we're the only 3 people on top of this grandstand. The 1-1 to Adams. Dribbler down the third base line, but rolls foul.
Just missed the barrel on that one. Got his hands all the way through, but just came on top of it. Caught a little bit inside of the barrel.
Digging in that right-hander's batter's box. Count now sit at 1-2, no outs in the top of the third. A 1-1 game. Rogers taking big strides. Cheatham delivers high into the zone for a ball. Now taking a look at Adams' night last night against the Dutchman. 2 of 3 with 1 run and 2 RBIs, managing to grab 2 walks in the process. 2-2 is swinging and missing goes Adams, and that's the first strikeout in the inning. That'll bring up Brandon Fish, who went down looking back in that first inning to end it for the Stallions. He'll step in. Rogers still staying at that second base bag. First pitch to him is fouled off his leg.
Yeah, Fish could have done a little bit better job of selling that one off the leg there. Nonetheless, the umpire saw it, ruled a foul ball.
Yeah, the New Hampshire native, fan of the Boston Celtics, maybe tries to want to get home early tonight. As Rogers trying to steal third, he'll try to go in there, and he'll get in safe. A Benson steal for Jelani Rogers, and now 90 feet away from taking the lead.
Now that right there, some heads-up base running from Rogers. You saw that Cheatham kind of got himself in a groove, wasn't even looking back, maybe giving him a 1-1000, 2-1000, just going straight to the plate as Rogers steals one for the Stallions here.
The 0-1, a dribbler right to the first baseman. Bush gets that and will step on the first base bag. And that'll register the second out, but that'll drive in Rogers for a score. Score now sits 2-1 in favor of the Stallions.
And just like that, Rogers' smart base running pays off as Adams is able to just hit one to the right side and score a run in for the Stallions, giving them their first lead of the evening.
And that'll bring up Mason Speaker, the cleanup hitter now. No one on base and 2 outs. First pitch to him is a strike. In the last inning for Saugerties, he managed to get a single to lead things off. Now facing 2 outs in an 0-1 count. Pitch right up the middle, and that'll get right past the infield for a base hit. Another single for Mason Speaker. And now the Stallions have another base runner.
Yeah, you saw that one ricochet just off the diving glove of the shortstop Colcor there. But to be quite honest, I don't think they had a shot at getting Speaker as he was hustling down that first baseline.
And that'll bring up Colin Mackel, one of the few returning Stallions in 32 games, batted .192. Struggled against these Mohawks back in the playoffs, going 1 of 8 at the plate. He takes the first pitch outside for a ball. We want to remind you that this broadcast is sponsored by Emerson Spa, a hidden treasure in the Catskills, and Gristmill Reality. Looking to sell? List with Gristmill. Mackel takes that first pitch swinging, so it counts sitting at 1-1. You see Speaker, he got to second base on a pass ball. Managed to get a lead off the bag as Mackel takes that ball outside.
As a first baseman, Speaker is really not afraid to use those legs. It's quite interesting to see just how aggressive he has been thus far on the base pass.
The 2-1 pitch from Cheatham, and that's taken for a ride to the center fielder. Back under there is Jimarusi, and he'll get the final out of the top of the third. Jelani Rogers' smart base running pays up for the Stallions as they take the lead 2-1 here in Amsterdam. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the bottom of the third right here on the Stallions YouTube channel. Two-1 the score here heading into the bottom of the third. The Stallions leading the Mohawks at Rowell Family Stadium. John Drager alongside Kyle McMullen, and smart base running from Jelani Rogers able to steal third, which is the 6th steal for the Stallions this season. 4 coming last night, 3 of them due to TJ Adams, and 2 already. And we're not even through 3 innings. Now stepping up is Frankie Marinelli, the left fielder, back in the first inning, has struck out, swinging. He takes that first pitch for a strike. The 0-1 gets in there for a strike. Looks like Miller stepping in. Delivers a high heater inside for a ball. Count now sitting at 1-2. Canny looking back and delivers. Swung on and a drive into right field. Rogers is under that, and he makes the grab. So 1 out early for the Stallions here in the bottom of the third.
It's a good job from Canny from figuring out exactly what Miller's looking for. After that leadoff double to start off the game, Miller has only he struck out swinging and now flown out to right field. So good on Canny for really just switching up his approach to the leadoff hitter.
And now Frankie Marinelli now up to bat for the Mohawks. He'll take that first pitch on the outside edge for a strike. Now taking a look at Marinelli, 261 hitter from Manhattan, and hit 400 his freshman year. Sends a dribbler up down the middle. Rodriguez fields, throws it over to first, and that gets picked off, and he got him out. Great play right there from A-Rod to get 2 outs here in the bottom of the third.
Great play from A-Rod coming across second base, but in just as well from Speaker, making a great backhanded pick to really get that out for his ball club.
Might have shown shades of Jeter, but don't let the name fool you. That is indeed an A-Rod type play. Brett Coker now up to bat, walked in that first inning, got all the way around to third before ending the inning. First pitch is way outside for a ball. As a sophomore at Middle Tennessee State, was a 2021 preseason All-Conference USA team member. That ball goes low into the dirt.
Yeah, appearing in 53 of 54 games for Middle Tennessee, 51 starts. He led the team with a .450 slugging percentage and 15 multi-hit games in 2021.
And had a team-high 3 triples and 25 RBI. A 3-0 count now to Coker as that ball just misses the outside edge. Count in favor of Coker. The 3-0 pitch gets called high into the zone for a strike. Canny looking to go 1-2-3 after giving up 2 straight leadoff doubles. The 3-1 catches that outside edge, and he finds himself in a full count. Stallions look to retire their side from a fly out to the right field and an amazing ground out made there by the shortstop, Alex Rodriguez. The payoff pitch swung on and drive right to the second baseman, and that'll go past him for a base hit.
Just getting by the outstretched arm of Heckert over there at second base. How about momentum going to the dugout if he could have reined that one in for his club? Instead, the inning continues.
And that'll bring up Cade Bush. Back in the first inning, he had that single to drive in runner Gage Miller after that stand-up double. With a runner on first and 2 outs. Canny delivers, and a dribbler right up the middle for a base hit. Coker is looking to try to go third, and making the throw over to the shortstop and give it to the third baseman Fish, but not in time. Another single for Cade Bush, and now runners will stay on the corners with 2 outs.
Yeah, TJ Adams out in center field for Stallions with a very strong arm, but just too quick from Coker. As he, mind you, for Middle Tennessee, second on the team with 18 stolen bases, so a lot of speed coming from their shortstop.
And Josh Overbeek now stepping up to the plate from Anderson High School. 2 outs now. First pitch of him is right over the head of Rodriguez, and that'll bring in Coker. An RBI singer for Josh Overbeek. And it's now 2-2 in the bottom of the third. So with getting 2 outs early here in this bottom third frame, Canny gives up 3 straight hits and gives up a run
it's not what you like to see. Is all these hitters, the last three, have really found the middle of the barrel.
Thomas now digging in. First pitch to him is in there for a strike. Man, look at that flow on Candy's head right there. Just it can't even contain the hat. Be contained in that hat right now.
Can we get him a chin strap? I think that's the next step.
I think that's a good idea. The 0-1 swinging and whiffing on that one is Thomas.
Not any of the cool looking ones that they have nowadays either. You know, get him like the old school one, like Aaron Rodgers has. You know.
Oh yeah.
Like just the hard plastic, the whole thing.
Yeah, it looks like a shell pasta.
Exactly. Exactly.
2 outs now and a 2-0 count for Canny against Thomas. The pitch swinging and missing for strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Canny upset with himself, giving up a run in 3 hits after getting 2 outs. And now we have a 2-2 ball game here in Amsterdam. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Stallions Baseball here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel. Saugerties Stallion Baseball is brought to you by MedView Incorporated, Independent Medical Review, World-Class Results, Local Connections, IXL Health and Fitness Club, keeping the Stallions fit all season long, and J. Mullen & Sons Construction, Hudson Valley's trusted contractor for over 25 years. 2-2 score here, heading into the top of the 4th frame. First pitch to Heckert is called strike.
And Cheatham looking like he's trying to find himself in a groove as after that first pitch strike, immediately toes the rubber up again.
A dribbler right to the third baseman, Overbeek. He sends it over to Bush and gets the out. So 1 away for the Mohawks.
That's exactly what Cheatham is looking for right there. First, one quick out for him just to kind of get back in the groove of things.
That'll bring up Cody Kelly, the catcher. Back in the 2nd inning, he managed to get a walk to get on base. First pitch to him is low into the zone for a ball. With 1 out, the 1-0 pitch, low for a ball.
Looked like an off-speed pitch there from Cheatham, maybe a changeup.
Kelly takes that one high, so a 3-0 count early for Kelly.
Yeah, he kind of reared back and looked for a couple extra miles per hour on that fastball. Almost took off his head, though.
Kelly going with a little more passive approach as he takes that pitch for a ball and a 4-pitch walk for Kelly with 1 out, and he gets on base. And that'll bring up Alex Rodriguez, who made that dazzling play back in the bottom of the 3rd, getting that ground out. And we mentioned earlier how he is an A-Rod. I mean, that's what his father named him after, because his father's favorite player was Alex Rodriguez of the New York Yankees. And since his dad works in the MLB, it just made sense. First pitch is strike. The 1-0 pitch to Rodriguez is inside for a ball. Count now sitting 1-1 with 1 out and a runner on first base, being Kelly from that walk drawn earlier on. Rodriguez still looking for his first hit. Kelly goes, throw over to second is not in time. And that's another Benson steal for the Saugerties Stallions, their third tonight.
I'm curious as to if base running, aggressive base running that is, will be part of the DNA of the 2022 Stallion team. It seems like it thus far in the early going, the first couple nights.
Rodriguez digs in now with a runner in scoring position. The 2-1 gets into the zone for a strike. Got a nice shape on that one.
Oh yeah, nice little breaking pitch just to really get him back to square in the count against Rodriguez here.
So count now sitting at 2-2 with 1 out. Cheatham didn't like the lead that Kelly had and decided to step off the rubber.
I don't blame him. I mean, these Stallions are running all over the place right now. He's really got to mix up his delivery.
Cheatham looks back, delivers, swinging and missing is Rodriguez, and that's a strikeout.
That one looked more like a slider to me.
And Rodriguez continues to find himself in a hitless slump to start out his Stallion career. And David Shackleford will now step in. Back in the second inning, he struck out looking to end the inning for Saugerties. First pitch to him, he tries to get it over to the shortstop gap, making the throw there. Making the grab there is Colcors, but decides to hold off and try to get Kelly there, coming off that third base bag on the round.
Yeah, Colcors, that was a little interesting right there. Faked the throw, tried to sneak in behind Kelly as he would have been rounding third, but heads up base running by himself and third base coach Adam over there to make sure to keep the Stallions out of running themselves out of an inning.
And that'll bring up the top of the order right now as Jelani Rogers digs in with runners on the corners and 2 outs. First pitch to him is outside, way into the left-handed batter's box.
Yeah, it seems to me that Rogers, just by watching his first few at-bats here in New York, he really has a good, keen sense of his strike zone and exactly where the pitches that he needs to barrel up are going to be.
The 1-0 pitch goes down into the dirt.
And he's got that old school one batting glove, one glove on the bottom hand. It's an interesting look, but it seems to be working for him thus far.
Yeah, and he's been a potent hitter in only his first couple at-bats for the Stallions this season. The 2-0, high into the zone. Thomas couldn't frame that one.
And just right there, that pitch was maybe a quarter of a ball off the plate, and Rogers knew right away he wanted nothing to do with it.
A 3-0 count for Rogers. One more ball, and that could load the bases for Adams. The 3-0 is taken high, and bases loaded for the Arizona commit and TJ Adams. And we'll have another mound visit here for the Mohawks, and it seems like Cheatham's day will be done here. So in 3 2/3 inning, giving up 2 runs and 3 hits, it's looking forward that they're going to make a pitching change here for Amsterdam. We'll return with the pitcher right after this. You're listening to the Stallions here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel. Welcome back. New pitcher for the Mohawks, Jack Sylvia, the rising senior from Queensbury, New York, and a St. Lawrence product. In 9 games, 4-5 record with 5.77 ERA, with 21 walks and 50 strikeouts. And he'll have to face TJ Adams, the Arizona commit, with 2 outs. First pitch hits Adams, and that'll drive in a run. So the Stallions get up on a hit by pitch, and the bases still are loaded. 3-2.
Luckily for him, that earned run goes to Cheatham.
So
It'll be interesting to see, as in 43 2/3 innings, Sylvia does have 50 strikeouts, so he's a guy who does miss a lot of barrels, but he certainly didn't miss that Stallion's left elbow.
Fish gets a hold of that one. Underneath that is Jimarusi, and that'll get the Mohawks out of the inning. 2 pitches for Jack Sylvia, and now the Mohawks will try to get back to tie this thing up. 3-2, the Stallions lead. Don't go anywhere. This is the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel. Stallions baseball here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel is brought to you by Jolly Cow, the Jolly Cow in Lake Katrine, because everybody loves ice cream. Main Street Restaurant, voted best Mexican restaurant in the Hudson Valley, and Senator Michelle Hinchy, she represents you. The Stallions find themselves up 3-2 heading into the bottom of the 4th as Zach Garner steps in for the Mohawks. First pitch to Garner. He takes that one for a ride to right field, and that'll be a base hit. He's looking to go 2. He'll go in. Jelani Rogers tries to make the throw over to second base, and he'll go in sliding. First pitch swinging for Zach Garner, and it's another double for the Marshall product. And that'll bring up Nick Jimarusi. Now with a runner in scoring position, grounded out to the third baseman in his first plate appearance tonight. Pitch goes inside for a strike. Taking a look now at the Amsterdam sky, still clear, but the sun is slowly going down and shade is going over as there's a drive into the gap to center field. And that'll be a base hit for Jimarusi. That'll put runners on the corners with no outs.
Back-to-back hitters here for the Mohawks, finding the barrel of the bat. You got to wonder just how long of a leash Canny is going to have here tonight.
And we're seeing some action in the Saugerties bullpen to our left. Not too much action, but some. First pitch, Jimarusi is stealing, so he'll advance to second. Pitch could have gone a little bit out of ways, but Kelly manages to make the grab.
Now it looks like Canny just kind of lost his grip. It kind of appeared like they were trying to pitch out, but I'm not entirely sure what went wrong there.
No outs here, and O'Shaughnessy sends that one into the gap. That'll be a base hit, and it's looking like 2 runners will head to home, and O'Shaughnessy, a 2 RBI double, and the Mohawks take the lead 4-3. And a nightmare top of the 5th frame, bottom of the 4th frame for Canny, giving up 2 runs and 3 straight hits into the outfield. And it's looking like the bullpen is maybe called in quicker than everybody thinks. That'll bring up the top of the order in Miller. Miller takes that first pitch for a ball. Miller with only 1 hit, and that was the leadoff double to get things started for the Mohawks. And he takes this drive deep into right field. That ball is up, and that ball is out of here. A 2-run jack for Gage Miller, and make that 6-3 Mohawks.
Yeah, the last few hitters for Canny have certainly been getting balls that are just over the heart of the plate and just finding the middle of the barrel again.
And check that, that's actually not Gage Miller who hit that home run. It was actually the extra hitter in Hand. So Hand manages to get that 2-run homer to go for him, and right now the Stallions are a little bit of trouble in the pitching department. Rich Doobie out there to talk to his pitcher.
Yeah, you got to wonder what this conversation is really on about. Is it just to keep Canny's head on, or is it really just to give the guy in the bullpen a few more minutes to hopefully get loose before any more damage is done here in the bottom half of the 4th?
And the first home run given up by the Stallions, and that'll bring up Gage Miller. First pitch to him is called strike. Jacob Hand with the 2-run shot to increase this thing to 6-3. Canny gives it up another hit into the left field, and that'll be a base hit for Miller.
Yeah, it doesn't look to me like Canny's got his best stuff here tonight, as that's another off-speed pitch that doesn't seem to break as much as he was hoping for and just sits out over the heart of the plate.
And it seems like the Stallions, they only have that one arm warming up right now, and seems to be the only pitcher right there for Saugerties. Miller goes stealing second, and he'll get there in time. So a runner in scoring position for the Mohawks. Marinelli now stepping in. No outs here, facing a 1-0 count. Swung on and a grounder right to the shortstop. Rodriguez picks it up, throws it over to Speaker, and he picks that one for the first out of the inning.
Again, a nice 6-3 put out from those two. A nice backhanded grab going towards the hole for Rodriguez, and another backhanded scoop from Speaker. That kid is a vacuum over there.
And right now that'll bring up Brett Coker. Back in that 3rd inning, he managed to grab a single and went all the way around the bases to score at home. First pitch to Coker goes swinging for a strike. A huge lead from Miller off that second base bag. Here comes the 0-1. gets in there for a strike.
Now that was a nice curveball right there. You saw things start just in on the hands of Coker and find its way in the inner half. I'm curious, though, a lot of speed out of Coker. If he's willing to lay down a bunt maybe and see what he can get out of himself with the third baseman Mackel all the way back.
The 0-2 drive to the shortstop again. Alex makes the throw over to first and he'll get the out. So 2 outs here quickly after giving up 4 straight runs to start this bottom 4 frame.
Now it looks like whatever Coach Rich Doobie had to say to Canny really resonated with him, as he's really found his groove the last couple of hitters here.
2 straight putouts there by Rodriguez, and the Stallions are trying to get out of this disastrous bottom 4 inning. A little bit of shades of last night against Albany. First pitch in the dirt. Kelly keeps that in front of him.
And granted, the biggest difference between last night and tonight are all of the batted balls actually put into play versus just a lot of hitters just getting put on the old base on balls.
Canny looks back. He delivers. Swung on in a drive to left field. Mackel back at the wall, and that'll hit off, and that'll drive in another run. An RBI single for Kate Bush. His 3rd single of the night.
Yeah, Bush.
Make it 7-3 Mohawks.
And Bush took a very hard turn around first base there, but he thought better of it as Mackel came up firing, hoping to get tested there.
And Colin Martin will now step up to the mound for a visit, and that'll be the end of Canny's night. And the Saugerties Stallions will head to the bullpen. Who's the pitcher? Well, we'll come back with that. You're listening to the Stallions baseball here on Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Saugerties Stallions, number 63, Colcors.
Welcome back to Stallions Baseball here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel. Canny's night is done after 4 2/3, and now pitching for the Stallions is Jake Colcors, the rising freshman, heading to TCU after a stint at Brenham High School. And looking at his scouting report, a 92-mile-per-hour fastball, and that's not shocking because everything is bigger in Texas.
That's right, John. He's got a live arm coming off the right side. It'll be interesting to see just what his repertoire is full of.
Yeah, taking a look here at the final start line for Canny, 4 2/3 innings pitched, 7 runs. Could it possibly be 8 with the runner on first? That would be earned runs.
A couple of interesting facts from Jake Colcors' high school tenure. He made the all-tournament team 2 times at the Perfect Game World Series. And his mom, dad, and sister all went to TCU. Bunch of horned frogs in that family. What do you say?
Yeah, his mother, Senator of Texas, loves TCU, played golf there in 4 years and led her the entire time. Colcors makes his Stallions debut. with 2 outs here. First pitch is outside for a ball. The runner on first being Cade Bush, who has 3 singles to start out. The 1-0 going low. Overbeek looking like he can try to sell that as a hit by pitch, and he gets it.
Looked like it got him in the top of the back foot. That can't feel too good. Not much padding on the top of those shoes.
No, not at all. And it's kind of hard to miss those shoes, being that they are very royal blue
Bright
to represent
blue.
his Pitt University colors. And that'll bring up Hunter Thomas, the last batter, the 10th batter, because Amsterdam does have that extra hitter for the Mohawks. Colcors looks over to first. Steps in. First pitch to Thomas is high. Taking a look at his high school career, a 3-year letter winner from Brenham and District 19 5A class most valuable player as a senior. Great framing there by Kelly to get that strike call. Count sits at 1-1. A very slow pace for Colcors. He's not working with too much tempo and urgency. Delivers outside. Make it 2-1 the count.
No, and you got number 32, Cade Bush, kind of dancing behind Colcors, trying to mess with his timing, get him out of his groove, but I don't believe Colcors is too worried about the first baseman.
Bush playing mental warfare, doesn't succeed on that time as Thomas goes swinging for a strike. Stallions looking to get out of this inning here, down 4. Count 2-2 with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on it and a pop fly down into center field. That'll drop in. That'll bring home Bush. Here comes Overbeek looking to go home, and he will go in standing up. A 2-run double for Hunter Thomas. And now the Mohawks are up 9-3.
Thomas just kind of stuck his bat out there. It looked like it was just going to be a blooper, but it just kept going straight to the alleyways. There's nothing that they could do out there in center field as he just coasts his way into second base with a 2 RBI double with 2 outs here in the home half of the 4th.
And back up to the top we go. Zach Gardner back into the batter's box in the bottom of the 4th. Started off with that leadoff double on the first pitch back earlier on. First pitch to Gardner is high for a ball.
Gardner's swinging a hot bat tonight. It'll be interesting to see what he does here with the new arm.
Colcors now gets his sign. Thomas sitting, leading off that second base bag. Pitch goes in for a strike. In 2020 as a freshman, Gardner managed to make 9 starts with 13 appearances and hit 167 with 6 hits. Pitch just misses the zone, and the count sits at 3-1.
Gardner being very selective here, really seeing the ball well tonight.
Pitch goes in for a strike. So now Colcors 1 strike away from getting out of this inning.
That looked like a well-timed changeup from Colcors. Really fooled Gardner. He had no intentions of swinging at that one as it just finds the outer black of the plate.
The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Colcors gets the Stallions out of the inning. But before that, 7 runs given up by Saugerties, and they have to claw themselves out of a big deficit once again. 9-3 Mohawks lead. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Stallions baseball here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic week we have going on this week. Monday is football night, and I'm trying to get into the giveaways. And these giveaways are not cheap stuff. We've got some incredible giveaways. The only way you can win is if you're here. Tuesday, you ready for this? Tuesday, we're going to have free beer sampling pre-game. Free beer sampling pre-game. Wolf Hollow, Spelt City, Saginaw Brewery, and Roger Slider's all going to be here for a pre-game beer tasting, which is going to be right over here. Make sure that you come out and enjoy the ballpark.
Saugerties Stallions baseball is sponsored by Mike Yonta, Custom Masonry and Excavation, Mirabella's Restaurant, perfect for friends and family tonight and every night, and by Montano's Shoe Store. The best athletes wear the best from Montano's. 9-3 the score here from Ralph Family Stadium as the Stallions are back up to bat in the top of the 5th, looking to decrease this huge deficit that they find themselves in. First pitch to Speaker is in there for a strike. For Speaker, 2-2 on the day with a single, but managed to get out in the second inning based on a fielder's choice trying to take third. Strike's call.
Yes, the Stallions need some base runners desperately here as they find themselves in that 6-run deficit in the top half of the 5th inning. Be interesting to see what Speaker can pull together as he's already down quickly 0-2.
Speaker stepping in, taking that pitch low for a ball. So the count now sits at 1-2. Taking a look at the out-of-town scores right now. Albany Dutchmen facing off against Glens Falls in a doubleheader. They win the first game 14-4. Speaker, ground ball to the third baseman in Overbeek, and he'll get thrown out. So ground out to the third baseman to lead off for the Stallions. That'll bring up Colin Mackel. So far, 0-2 on the night with a strikeout and a fly out to the center fielder. Mackel digs in. First pitch to him, he's swinging for a strike. And takes that ball high. Taking a look at Mackel's scouting report, a strong athletic frame that he's got in that left-handed batter's box. Really likes to use those hips to generate power, with an exit velocity topping out at 92 miles per hour. Mackel takes that one for a strike, and count now sitting at 1-2 with one out in the top of the 5th. Mackel still looking for his first hit of the night. Takes that one down the first base line. That gets picked off by Bush. He'll step on the bag, and that'll be 2 outs already for the Mohawks.
Nice sliding grab from Bush. Really keeping the ball in the infield, saving his pitcher, Sylvia, from getting any runners on base.
That'll bring up Brett Heckert now up to bat. 1-2 on the night.
I was going to say, it's a good sign from Mackel, though, as he really found the middle barrel of his bat. Hopefully, it'll start finding some holes here soon.
Heckert just didn't get a good eye on that one. Outside edge called strike. Jack Sylvia now dealing. Swung on and fouled right down the first base line, but far foul near the tennis courts to our right. And we haven't seen a lot of foul balls hit in today's game.
No, not so much. It's been a lot of swing and misses or balls hitting the gap, it seems like, thus far.
Heckert sends that one into right field. Underneath that is Gardner. He gets under that one and makes the catch. And the Mohawks retire the side. 1, 2, 3, and we head to the bottom of the 5th. Don't go anywhere. This is Stallions Baseball here on the Stallions YouTube channel. Welcome back to Rao Family Stadium in Amsterdam, New York. The Mohawks leading the Saugerties Stallions 9-3, heading into the bottom of the 5th. 11 batters came up to the plate for Amsterdam. And right now, we're going to 8, 9, and back to the top of the order for Amsterdam. Leading things off in this 5th inning will be Nick Jimarusi, the center fielder.
Yeah, he started off his night with a ground out, and then next at bat hit a single and later came around to score as part of one of those innings that kind of got away from the Stallions.
Yeah, he was the second run to score in that 7-run bottom 4 inning for the Mohawks. And now he's stepping up to the plate in the right-hander's box, facing off against Jake Colcors, the TCU commit. Colcors deals the first pitch of the inning, high and inside for a ball.
Be interesting to see now that Colcors doesn't have to start the inning out of the stretch as he did coming into the last half, just how much different of a pitcher he really is coming out of the windup.
The 1-0 pitch, high and inside again. It seems like Kelly really liked the location on that one, just a little bit too high.
Yeah, it looks like Colcors is just not getting his front side all the way through. That's why you see both of those pitches missing up and in, arm side.
Colcors gets the 2-0. Nice curve on there for a strike.
Interesting tactics from the local PA announcer as he starts over the microphone mid-pitch from Colcors.
Yeah, and you got to watch out for Jimarusi. He is strong at the bat. He likes to create leverage with his swing. Pitch is called a strike. Now the count sits at 2-2.
Yeah, you can see it with him. It's his back leg is almost at a 90-degree angle. He really creates launch with that lower half.
See that front leg really stepping out of place. A swing and a foul tip down, so Jimarusi stays alive in this one.
A little bit of a battle between these two to start off the home half of this 5th inning. See who comes out on top this time, huh?
Colcors waving off the first single and likes the second side. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 from Jake Colcors. His first as a Stallion.
It's exactly what Colcors wants to see from this half of the inning, as he can really make this one his own and find his groove.
That'll bring up Michael O'Shaughnessy, the designated hitter.
That right there is an all-time name, I will say that. Michael O'Shaughnessy. Just really rolls off the tongue for you.
The Davidson commit steps in. Takes the first pitch for a strike. In 2 at-bats, he's 1 of 2 with a 2 RBI double as in part of that 7-run 4th inning.
Yeah, I'll say the lights aren't too bright for him here, as he looks very comfortable at the plate.
Hacks at that one for a strike. Now down 0-2 in the count early on in 2 pitches against Colcors. The 0-2. It seemed like O'Shaughnessy really wanted that one, but the check swing will be called safe by the first base umpire.
That was a good pitch from Colcors right there, really attacking the inner half of these hitters. He's not afraid of them, and he's showing it to you right now.
Count now sitting at 1-2 with 1 out. Colcors delivers, and he goes down swinging. Strike 3, 2 in a row for Jake Colcors.
Again, he's attacking the inner half of these players, just coming right underneath their hands, challenging them to get the barrel out in front, and they just haven't been able to thus far.
Jacob Hand, the extra hitter now, stepping into the box. In that last inning, he managed to hit a 2-run home run to extend that lead to 6-3. Colcors curves that one in for a strike.
This is a good breaking ball to start off the AB, really keeping Hand guessing here early.
Second pitch gets fouled back into the netting, so an 0-2 count early for Hand.
I would assume it looked right there that 19 Hand is just sitting dead red fastball right now. It'd be interesting to see a little cat and mouse here, exactly what Colcors likes to throw right here.
The 0-2 pitch just gets on the inside edge, doesn't hit him, so now a 1-2 count.
Early scouting report says Jake Colcors loves the inner half with 2 strikes.
With 2 outs, Colcors delivers. Swing and a drive down the first base line. That goes out, and that'll be a home run. Jacob Hand hits that one out of the park, 2 straight home runs. And now the Mohawks increase their lead, 10-3.
Fortunately, I think Colcors kind of got too aggressive there, really wanted to go after him, and Hand saw right through it as he was sitting dead fastball again, inner half, and just able to get the barrel of the bat out in front of it and just poke it over that right field wall.
And that's 2 home runs given up by the Stallions tonight, both by Jacob Hand. Now Colcors going back to the top of the order with Gage Miller. First pitch there is called a ball. Colcors gets the signal and delivers. Outside, couldn't get that. So count sitting at 2-0. Colcors delivers. Now go in there for a strike.
That was one of those get me over kind of fastballs, you know, just kind of catching a lot of the plate there, just trying to find his way back into this count.
The 2-1 to Miller, swinging and missing on that one. Count sitting at 2-2.
That looked a little bit like an off speed to me right there. So he evens the count for himself here.
Colcors try to get that pitch on the outside edge, misses that one. Now full count here with 2 outs. And taking a look at Jacob Hand, 7 home runs in 29 games for WPI. And now taking a look at that one. You watch that thing sail as Gage Miller sends that one up into the left fielder. Back goes Mackel, and that one hits off the top wall. And seems like Miller will go in with a stand-up double.
Yeah, that looked like another breaking ball that just didn't seem to break nearly as much as Jake Colcors was really hoping for. Staying out over the heart of the plate, allowing Miller just to get his hands through the baseball and flying that thing just over the outstretched hand of the left fielder, Mackel.
And now Frankie Marinelli will step in. On the night so far, 0-3 with a strikeout and 2 groundouts to Rodriguez. Colcors get it signed, and will go in there for a strike.
Yeah, you're starting to hear some of this home crowd getting a little irritated as how much of this strike zone the ump is willing to give right now. But he's been fair all night, giving both teams, both sides of the plate.
The 0-1 pitch gets in there for a strike. Colcors finds himself in familiar territory from earlier at-bats in this inning, finding himself up 0-2 in the count.
Curious to see if he goes back to that fastball again here, John.
Swinging on, getting contact on that one is Marinelli, but that'll roll foul down the third base line.
That looked like his breaking ball. I'm not exactly sure what he's throwing. Might be a curveball, but looks more like a circle change with how little depth it really has.
Colcors now taking a big breath. Miller leading off that second base bag. Getting the sign. Delivers high and away. Count now sitting at 1-2. Two outs here in the bottom of the fifth. A home run by Jacob Hand, his second of the night. Puts the Mohawks up 10-3.
Definitely took a little something off that one. Just missing that outer half. He was really hoping he could get that extra ball and a half that this home plate umpire has been giving everybody all night. Not that time, though.
Count now sitting 2-2. Colcors delivers. That goes high and out of control. Missed the location on that one, and we got a full count. Marinelli now digging in. Miller slowly taking steps away from that second base bag. The payoff pitch, high, and that'll be a walk for Marinelli. His first on-base appearance on the night tonight, and runners on first and second here with 2 outs.
It's not what you want to see from Colcors at all. Starting the at-bat 0-2, allowing it to get worked all the way full, and then finally letting up the 2-out walk. We'll see how he comes back here as the speedster, number 34, Brett Coker, steps in.
And not too much action going on in the Stallions bullpen right now, as they used 5 arms last night and still having players trying to come into Saugerties as we speak. First pitch is high to Coker. Big leads by Miller and Marinelli. Colcors looks back. Delivers the 1-0. Swinging and whiffing on that one is Coker for a strike. Coker tonight, 1 and 2 on the night with a walk back in the first inning, a single in the third, and grounded out to the shortstop in the last inning. Curveball right there by Colcors just misses the zone. 2-1 count. And looking at Coker, as a sophomore, managed to play in 53 of the team's 54 games and led with that .450 slugging percentage that you mentioned earlier. Takes that ball up into the zone. 3-1 count.
Yeah, and he didn't really seem to get the foot off the gas at all in 2022 as he hit 282, 55 appearances, 54 starts, 202 at-bats. That's impressive. That
3-1, whiffing out that one for a strike. Now he finds himself full.
outside of talent, one of the best assets you can provide for a team is availability, and that's what appears that Colcor provides for his team out in Middle Tennessee.
Colcors steps in. The payoff pitch, swinging and a dribbler right to Colcors. He'll grab that one, throw it over to first, and that'll end the inning. One more run increases the Mohawk lead to 7 as we head to the top of the 6th. Don't go anywhere. This is Stallion Baseball here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel.
Leading on top of the 6th for the Stallions, the catcher, number 23, Cody Kelly.
Welcome back to Stallion Baseball. And coming up to bat now for the Stallions will be Cody Kelly, the catcher. And apologies if we are having technical difficulties here with our one camera shot. We'll try to get that back up as soon as we can. Right now, Kelly will take that one for a strike. Count now sitting 1-0. Lead off in the top of the 6th. Score sitting at 10-3. Mohawks lead the Stallions. First pitch dribbling down that first base line, but it will be moved out foul. Count now sitting at 1-1 with Kelly coming in. Sylvia gets the signal. The 1-1 pitch. Low into the zone for a strike. Count now sitting 1-2. Kelly digging in. Looking over. Getting the sign. And dealing. That gets called in, and that'll be a strikeout looking for Cody Kelly. And one out early for the Mohawks here on the top of the 6th.
Yeah, I think unfortunately Kelly knew that that one just creeped right back over that plate.
And that'll bring up Alex Rodriguez. So far, 0-1 on the night with a walk in the 2nd and a strikeout in the 4th. First pitch to him, catches that inside corner for a strike. taking a look at Rodriguez. This was originally a USC commit, but decided to transfer after his freshman year. They'll take that one low and in outside for a ball. Count now sitting 1-1 with 1 out.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing just how much of the landscape of college athletics is going to change, and it has already changed with all of these brand new transfer portal and NIL rules.
Right there. He had a little bit of a slump, though, at San Diego State, only hitting 147 as he took that ball down into the dirt. So now a 2-1 count now for Rodriguez. Sylvia gets in position. Deals a 2-1. Swung on and hit right to the shortstop Cooker. He'll step up, throw it over to Bush, and he'll get the out. Rodriguez still searching for his first hit, but gets grounded out to the shortstop. And 2 outs already for the Mohawks. And that'll bring up David Shackleford, the designated hitter. So far, 1 of 2 on the night with a strikeout in the second and a single in the fourth. Sylvia steps up. Looks toward the mound. Delivers. Gets up into the zone for a strike.
A 3-time first-team all-freeway leaguer in high school, David Shackleford, looking to get something going for his teammates here tonight.
Shackleford takes that one on the outside, so finding himself in an 0-2 count early on with 2 outs here. Mohawks trying to get out of the inning. Shackleford stepping in. Looking over is Sylvia. Here comes the 0-2. Gets in there, caught looking, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. The Mohawks retire the side, 1-2-3, and they're back up to bat. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Stallions Baseball here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel.
Next on to the bottom of the 6th inning is Mohawk Valley Crumpets. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, come around in Parallel Golf Cart. Located on Linton Street. Look at that beautiful golf cart. We have some of our interns, and we're going to throw out some Sticker Mule t-shirts. Who wants some Sticker Mule t-shirts? All you gotta get them up over the net. Help them out, Nicole. I think they need some help, Nicole. Oops, no, there, help them up. Help them out, Nicole. Make some noise for the Sticker Mule t-shirt. The Mohawks are back in action this Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. First pitch each night, 6:35. Leading off the bottom of the 6th for the Mohawks. Well, first baseman from Florida State, number 32, Cody Bush.
Welcome back to Stallions Baseball here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel. We are still dealing with technical difficulties right now as we're trying to fix our problem. But right now, up to bat now for the Mohawks will be Cade Bush. So far, 3-3 on the night with 2 singles as he'll take that first pitch in the dirt for a ball. Colcors still on the mound for the Stallions. And that gets in there for a strike. Cade Bush, Florida State product, in 11 games, could not register a hit and finds himself hitting 3 straight at-bats tonight as he pops that one up foul over the grandstand. And 7 at-bats, no hits from the Palm Beach Gardens High School product, where he won the 2021 Sun Sentinel 7A 6A Player of the Year. and a 4-time All-District Player of the Year. Takes that pitch high up into the zone. Count now sitting at 2-2. Colcors gets the sign. Rises up the leg and deals. High up into the zone, and now the count is full. Seems like we got our camera back. Swinging and whiffing on that one is Bush. He'll go striking out right there. 1 out and a 3rd strikeout. Excuse me, the 4th strikeout for Colcors. That'll bring up Brett for Josh Overbeek. So far, in the 4th inning, he managed to get hit by pitch and came all the way around to score. Colcors now stepping in. Decides to dig in. Colcors gets the sign. Delivers. Swinging and missing on that one for a strike. And it looks like we have our video feed back up again, so big thank you to our production guys and interns here helping out with the broadcast. Overbeek whiffs on that one, down in the count 0-2. The 0-2 pitch from Colcors, that gets fouled back over the netting and out of play. Looking over for Overbeek, a .458 batting average in his senior season of high school. Gets another hit by pitch on the top of the foot again. And decides to take that first base bag.
I mean, that's one of the most rare spots to get hit by a pitch, and he's gotten hit there twice tonight. That is so odd. That's baseball.
That is baseball indeed, and that'll bring up Hunter Thomas, the catcher, out of Run Lake Community College. A 3-time district champion in high school, managed to get into the East-West All-Star game twice throughout his high school career. First pitch is down and away, gets to the backstop. Kelly retrieves, and Overbeek takes second base.
Yeah, Colcors just seemed to spike that fastball. This really seems to be getting ahead of himself. Needs to just take a step back, off the rubber, take one deep breath, which is exactly what he just did as he looks down at his battery mate, Kelly.
With a runner on second, Colcors looks back and fires the 1-0. High and out of side of the zone, 2-0. Colcors now delivering the 2-0 high and up into the zone again. Colcors found himself in a 3-0 deficit here with only 1 out and a runner on second. And looking at the bullpen, there seems to be some movement. This bottom 6 frame, the 3-0 pitch to Thomas goes inside, and that will be a walk. So runners now sitting at first and second, bringing up Zach Gardner, hitting in his 3rd straight, after hitting twice in that 4th inning, excuse me. He comes back up to bat in the bottom of the 6th. Digs in with that wide open stance. Backtracking, gets right past Overbeek, and he decides to stay at second.
Yeah,
Rodriguez couldn't pick that.
the back pick right there, all that was Rodriguez hoping to help his pitcher out and maybe steal one for his guy on the bump. Unfortunately, it got all the way through to center field, but fortunately for the Stallions, no runners moved.
Colcors decides to try to throw back to second, but no one was home. Still one out. A pitch has yet to reach the plate when Gardner has stepped up in this 6th inning. First pitch to Gardner, swung on and fouled back over the Stallion dugout. That'll be a 0-1 count. Overbeek getting a moderate lead off that second base bag. Colcors steals, dribbler right up the middle, picked up right there by Heckert, and he got him out at second.
Wow, what a fantastic play from Heckert to not only save a run, but also get the out for his guy. That's impressive. Diving up the middle for it, both he and Rodriguez leaving their feet. Heckert quickly getting up and diving straight head first straight into the second base bag with not a care in the world for his body, just trying to help his guys out.
That'll bring up Nick Jimarusi, finding himself 1-3 on the day with a single back in that 4th inning and a strikeout in the 5th. Colcors steals, high and up for a ball. Runners on the corners now, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. And taking a look at Jimarusi, a 6.22 60-yard time and very fast on the base pass. So if he gets on base, he'll most likely score from first if it's a double. High pitch up into the zone, 2-0 count. Back in high school for Notre Dame College Prep in Niles, Illinois, found himself as an ESCC North Division champion in 2019 and finished off his high school career batting .400 and on-base and slugging percentage combined for 1.038. So he can really hit the ball and get on base quickly. Colcors finds himself down 3-0 in the count with 2 outs.
Yeah, he's not coming off too strong of a year for the Pitt Panthers, but he's really hoping to find something here in Amsterdam.
And Marucci takes that one for a strike. Count now sitting at 3-1. Sets into the mound. Marucci. The pitch goes outside, and the bases are loaded for Michael O'Shaughnessy.
Yeah, Colcors is really just struggling to find the plate as head coach steps out of the dugout and is going to make the long walk up to the mound.
And for Jake Colcors, his night will be done as Martin comes up. And him coming into from the Stallion bullpen, it's looking like to be Brian Booley, the rising sophomore righty from Florida Atlantic University, where in 8 games has yet to get a win nor a loss, but pitches a 6.75 ERA and 9 1/3, allowing 9 hits, 9 runs, 7 walks, and 7 strikeouts. But the good news for Stallions fans, hitters this past year have hit .250 off him.
That is impressive. Coming out of FAU, seems to have a live arm from the right side. Be curious. Haven't seen him pitch here yet. Curious as to what he's got in the tank for us here tonight.
And as Booley warms up, we will step aside and be right back with Stallion Baseball here on the Saugerties Stallion YouTube channel. Welcome back to Stallion Baseball. Michael O'Shaughnessy stepping in as Brad Bully pitches his first pitch inside for a strike. O'Shaughnessy, 1 of 3 on the night with a 2 RBI double in the 4th inning and a strikeout in the 5th. O'Shaughnessy takes that one foul, making the count 0-2. With runners, the bases loaded, O'Shaughnessy trying to drive in another run to make this lead even larger than 7. The 0-2 pitch from Bully gets fouled off in the other Stallions bull dugout. Overbeek sitting at that third base bag, followed by Garner at second and Jimarusi at first. With 2 outs, the 0-2 pitch from Bully. Swinging and missing is O'Shaughnessy for strike 3, and the Stallions get out of the inning. After 6, Mohawks lead 10-3, heading to the top of the 7th. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Saugerties Stallions here on the Stallions YouTube channel. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by Nacarado Insurance. Over 50 years, 50 carriers. They've got you covered. PC Smith & Sons Hardware. Smith Hardware on Main Street. Got a project? They can help. And by Peak Trading. Need it lifted up or tied down? Peak Trading has the supplies. 10-3 the score heading into the top of the 7th, and a new pitcher for the Mohawks will be Santhosh Gotham, the rising sophomore out of Brown. His first pitch to the top of the order in Jelani Rogers is called a ball. And at Brown in 14 appearances, went 4-5 with a 5.52 ERA in 44 innings pitched. Rogers sends that one back into the netting. Count sits at 1-1. And we managed to get the technical difficulties fixed. We do have a camera pointing towards the field, so we do apologize for the difficulties, but we have that fixed now, and we're back, ready to go. Gotham's pitch is called a strike. Count now sitting 1-2 for Rogers. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Fouled that one back off into the dirt. Rogers staying alive in the count.
Again, Rogers with the great eye. He knows exactly what he's looking for. Just fouling off, biding his time with these off-speed pitches, looking to get just something in the middle heart of the strike zone that he can barrel up and get something started for the Stallions here in the top half of the seventh.
The 1-2 gets in there for a strike, and Rogers didn't like the looks of that one. He'll head to the dugout.
Yeah, that one really buckled his knees right there. I don't think he was looking for that off-speed there. Unfortunate, but Stallions keep moving 1 foot in front of the other, hoping to get something started here in the top half.
That'll bring up TJ Adams, who has yet to find a hit in today's game. Fielded the ball is hit down the third base line, but ruled foul by the home plate umpire. In the past 2 innings, the Stallions bats have gone very quiet. 2 straight 3-and-outs. For Saugerties, trying to rally up a hit and get back into this game.
Very quiet indeed. And you really hope that when you got the top of the order coming up in this half, that they can really get something going. Unfortunately, Rogers goes down looking. Hopefully Adams can really get us going here.
Adams takes that pitch low for a ball. Count now sitting at 1-1. And for Adams right now, his upcoming team, the Arizona Wildcats, now facing off in the College World Series. So he takes that foul ball back and hitting off the grandstand. He'll step back into the box. Count now at 1-2. Got him. Deals a 1-2. In there, and it shook Adams right out of his boots for a strike.
Yeah, that looked like the same off-speed pitch that got Rogers guessing. It looks like it's just a changeup that's just dropping right off the table, right in front of home plate, just buckling both of those guys' knees.
That's 35 strikeouts for Brown in Gotham's appearances this season. 2 already as a Mohawk. Fish takes that one for a strike. Fish 0-3 tonight with a strikeout in the first, a ground out, and a fly out in the 4th and 5th innings. Fish finds himself down 0-2 in the count. Got him looking to retire the side.
That was one of those that looked like it maybe nicked the inner black, but again, this home plate umpire is giving a lot on both halves of the plate.
And Fish goes down swinging. Thomas grabs the ball, throw it over to first, and that'll retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Amsterdam as they head back up to bat. Don't go anywhere. This is the Stallions YouTube channel, premiering Stallion Baseball.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, sing it nice and loud. Keith Curran loves to hear your voices. Sing it nice and loud.
Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by Praetorius and Conrad, Civil Environmental Engineering and Land Surveying. Rich Vizzini and Wolf, Wolf of Woodstock Real Estate, working harder for you. And by Richards Electric, lights turning on sponsor. When the lights go out, call Richards. And by the Whip Van Winkle Country Club, bring your swing to the rip. To the bottom of the 7 we go. The Stallions still trying to cut down that 7-run deficit as the Mohawks of Amsterdam lead 10-3. John Drager alongside Kyle McMullen, and Brian Bully still getting the call to stay up on that mound as he'll face so he'll face 10, 1, and 2 to lead things off for Amsterdam. Coming up now, Jacob Hand in his last 2 at-bats. 2 home runs, 3 runs batted in. They'll take that first pitch inside. Bully throws that pitch up high into the zone for a ball, so a quick 2-0 count now for the rising sophomore from Niskayuna, New York. The 2-0 pitch swung on and fouled back into the netting. I believe it's Niskayuna. 2 on the count now to Jacob Hand. And the pitch from Bully just misses that lower edge of the strike zone. Now 3-1. Still a packed crowd here in Amsterdam as there are fireworks announced by the public address announcer following the conclusion of this game. Hand thought he had a free pass to first base, but instead the umpire brings him back, and it's now a full count. And it seems like Little Brother is up 7 runs to Big Brother as Hand fouls that one back over the grandstand.
They've got nothing on that big rock that us Stallions got last year. So we'll see who's got something to show for it by the end of this 2022 season. Tonight could potentially be Amsterdam's night. Who knows? It's a long game. It's baseball. I got faith in these Stallions.
And Hand goes down swinging on strikes, and that's the first out for Bully. And you mentioned Rock, as tomorrow's game features these 2 teams, but back at Canty Field, starting first pitch at 7:05 as we raise a banner as PGCBL champions. Tune in tomorrow at 7:05 right here on the Stallions YouTube channel. First pitch swing goes Miller, and that'll be fouled back into the backstop. Yeah. And going back to that, we will be dropping the banner right on top of the Stables Club located in center field of Canty Field. The 0-1 to Miller. Catches that outside edge for a strike. So Miller finds himself down 0-2 in the count early on with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th.
I tell you, I'm certain that our GM knows Kevin Hinchy. I guarantee he cut no corners with that banner.
No, Kevin is a very great guy, and as the team got rings, Miller goes down swinging on strikes once more. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th, and Bully is seemed to be putting on a clinic right now against these Mohawks. Yeah, we had a look at the ring ourselves from the previous play-by-play intern in Jake Stars. He got that yesterday as Rodriguez making a running catch to get out Marinelli, and that ends the inning. we head to the top of the 8th, where the score still sits at 10-3 in favor of the Mohawks. Don't go anywhere. The top of the 8th is right around the corner, right here on the Stallions YouTube channel.
Yeah, you did.
Why not? Oh, yeah. I felt like Kevin enjoyed that. That's exactly why I did it. Wow. You trying to brown his Kevin on the broadcast. Oh, yeah. Yeah, get brownie points while you're at it. Welcome back to Saugerties Stallion Baseball here on the Stallions YouTube channel. Coming up to bat now against Santosh Gautam will be the cleanup hitter and Mason Spiegel at first base. So far, 2-3 on the night with 2 singles to start things off. Gautam throws that one right in front of home plate for a ball. And it's been a little bit of a rough night for the Stallions. Not a lot of arms available for them as Speaker pops that one up into center field. Getting under that is Jimarusi. Jimarusi gets under that, makes a grab. One away.
You know, Speaker just missed that one, too. Got just a little too under that ball. If not, it would have certainly put a hole in that Fiat I can see sitting out there in left center.
And that'll bring up Colin Mackel. And against, we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, he struggled immensely against these Mohawks, especially when it came to playoff time. 1-8 at the plate. So he takes that ball high. Looking at his plate appearances tonight, 0 for 3. So the struggles still continue in Amsterdam for the Marist product. Mackel sends that one into left field. Getting under that is Marinelli. He'll make the catch there. And 2 away quickly for Gautam.
Yeah, you mentioned his struggles and how he, I'm sure, hopes to rectify. But as any baseball coach will tell you, you want to be a goldfish out here, you know, short-term memory. But I'm sure that that's bugging the heck out of Mackel as he's been struggling and continues to struggle against these Mohawks.
Stepping up into the box, Brett Heckert, the second baseman. Got onto base in the second inning from a fielder's choice. That ball goes into the dirt. Gautam, not too many pitches, but he's been pitching effectively the past inning and 2/3.
Oh, certainly. He is not afraid to go right after these Stallion hitters right now.
And a ground out straight to the second baseman and a quick retiring of the side by the Mohawks. To the bottom of the 8 we go. The Mohawks trying to get some insurance runs here. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Stallions Baseball here on Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel. This is Saugerties Stallions baseball here on the Stallions YouTube channel, and this program is brought to you by the Saugerties Athletic Association, where having fun is what matters. Sawyer Chevrolet, Sawyer Motors. The Sawyer Motors Car Show takes over Saugerties Sunday, July 7th, and by Stella Artois, which is distributed by Duchess Beer Distributors. Grab a nice cold Stella at the Stallions watering trough. To the bottom of the 8th we go, and the Stallions trying to keep the Mohawks off the board here, as Amsterdam is looking for insurance runs to secure this win. And up to bat now is Brett Coker stepping in to the box. Bully still on the mound for Martin's squad, as he chucks the first pitch just high up in the zone for a ball. Second pitch of Coker, he swings on that one. Brought up by Rodriguez, throwing over to first and getting the out.
We've mentioned a little bit of Rodriguez's struggles at the plate, but I tell you, that kid has no problems out there at shortstop.
No, not at all. He looks very natural and
very natural, very comfortable. Fielded that one, shallow outfield, backhand, foot slipped, didn't bother him a second as he delivers a strike over to Speaker at first base.
And he's been training with MLB players all across the league, considering his dad works for the league. Cade Butch takes that first ball for a strike. I mean, with working with MLB players over the summers and having that connection through your father, it must be a blessing, especially learning all their tactics and mannerisms.
It certainly pays dividends, especially when you're in those kind of, high adrenaline, high stakes circumstances. And they teach you all about remaining cool, calm, and collected. You're just playing the same game that you picked up when you were a kid. There's no difference.
Bush sends a blooper up to the pitcher, and a little bit of a collision between Fish and Bully will bring Bush right to first base.
Yeah, just a real awkward tweener hop that Bully wasn't certain if he should field it or not, and finally decided to. It was a little too late to get the runner out at first, unfortunately.
And that's Bush's 4th hit on the night. Comparing that to the Stallions' 3 hits, it seemed to be a quiet night on the bats for Saugerties. Now stepping up to the plate will be Josh Overbeek. And tonight, 2 hit by pitches in a row in the last 2 times at the plate.
On that same foot, he's got that shin guard on his front right leg, but I think he needs to start protecting that back one, apparently.
Yeah, it seems to be
a little bit of a magnet, huh? Yeah,
exactly.
There you go.
Great minds think alike.
There you go.
With 1 out and a runner on first. The 0-1 pitch to Overbeek. Fouls that one down the third base line. It seemed like Bush had a heavy jump on that one. He'll drop back on to first.
Both first basemen in this game seem to be very, very aggressive base runners. I'm curious.
Not a lot of pickoffs by the Stallions pitchers tonight, as Overbeek goes swinging on strikes, and 2 are down here in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, Overbeek just seemed to be fooled by that 0-2. I want to say that was a changeup, the way that it came out of his hand. Just Bully was able to take just enough off it, really caught Overbeek off balance.
And now stepping up will be Hunter Thomas. Started his night a little bit rough with 2 Ks in the 1st and 3rd innings, but managed to find a little bit of a groove, managing to get a 2 RBI double in the 4th and a walk in the 6th. Check swings on that one, but doesn't go the full way around. Called a ball. Taking a look at the out-of-town scores right now. Taking a look at that Glens Falls game. They're seeming to struggle a little bit as a chopper is hit right to the third baseman and Fish. He'll throw it over the first and get the out. The Stallions try to make another late comeback here in Amsterdam. The Mohawks 3 outs away from securing the victory. Don't go anywhere. This is the Stallions baseball here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel. Welcome back to Stallion Baseball here from Rao Family Stadium in Amsterdam, New York. The Stallions down 7 runs, trying to make a late game comeback in the top of the 9th. And a new pitcher now for Amsterdam, Nolan Lemire, stepping on the mound after Gotham pitches perfectly 2 great innings for Amsterdam. And taking a look at the box score, only 3 hits for the Stallions. The last one coming all the way back in the 4th inning with a David Shackleford single. And ever since then, it's been 3 up, 3 down for the Stallions ever since. First pitch to Kelly is called strike on the outside edge.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because early on in the game, it seemed like the Stallions were going to come out with hot bats, but really just fizzed off.
And Kelly drives that one deep to right field. Underneath that one is Gardner, and 1 out away for the Mohawks. That'll bring up Alex Rodriguez, still trying to find his first hit of the season, and only been on base twice due to a walk and an error by the third baseman in Danny Rogers of the Albany Dutchman.
Hey, the best way to keep your mind off the struggles at the plate are just playing that stellar defense that he has been for us in this season thus far.
That pitch just gets away of Thomas. Lemire getting a new ball, so it's a 1-0 count to Rodriguez. Lemire delivers, and that goes outside, 2-0. Taking a look at the out-of-town scores, the doubleheader between Glens Falls and Albany. Albany taking the first game 14-4, and Albany leading Glens Falls 9-3. Rodriguez sends this one deep into left field. Back at the wall goes Marinelli, and Rodriguez getting his first hit on a stand-up double, breaking the slump early on.
Oh, that right there is a byproduct of that left field fence just leaning a few feet back. Rodriguez needed so little more on that baseball to give himself both his first hit as a Stallion and his first home run. What a shame. But we've got something cooking here as he gives us a runner on second with only 1 away.
His first hit as a Stallion drives over to that 280 wall in left field. And now a runner on second for David Shackleford. Shackleford steps in. Rodriguez a huge lead off second. Lemire takes that pitch outside for a ball.
Yeah, no need for Rodriguez to even do much. Just trying to get a nice healthy lead. Give him the chance to plate a run on just any sort of ball put in the outfield from Shackleford.
Lemire's pitch is down into the dirt. Making a 2-0 count now for the DH. Lemire delivers. Gets right down the pipe for a strike. Going back to the out-of-town scores, Watertown and Oneonta still scoreless. Looking over to Utica, they lead Auburn 4-1. And Batavia leaves Elmira 2-0 as we speak. Whiffing on that one is Shackleford for a strike. Now the count sitting at 2-2.
Yeah, Lemire's got that 3/4 arm slot that's just hard to pick up the baseball at first. Albeit Rodriguez had no problem with after that double. Shackleford still trying to find his pitch.
Shackleford takes that one outside for a full count. We saw it last night in the bottom of the 9th where the Stallions were trying to make some heroics, getting 4 runs before ending the game on a ground double play.
Yeah, they were certainly threatening as the game progressed. Just too little too late for the Stallions.
And it gets in there. Shackleford just called looking on a strike. And one more out for Amsterdam to get revenge for the PGCBL Championship Series.
Yeah, I think Shackleford might have been a byproduct of that, we'll call it enlarged strike zone.
And RGD seems to be calling that edge.
Mm-hmm.
And now top of the order of Jelani Rogers. First pitch to him breaks just a little too low out of the zone for a ball.
Yeah, he's certainly a breaking ball pitch. It's at least 60% of the balls thrown thus far have been some form of off speed.
The 0-1 driven out to right field. Underneath that is Gardner, and that'll end the game. The Amsterdam Mohawks beat the Saugerties Stallions 10-3 and come out victorious. Looking at the final stat line, 3 runs for the Stallions on 3 hits, no errors, and for Amsterdam, 10 runs, 16 hits, no errors. Right, it was just a disastrous bottom 4 inning for the Stallions as 7 runs were given up.
Yeah, just not a lot going on from the Stallion bats here tonight. Pitching struggled a little bit, namely in that 7-run 4th inning. But you really can't fault the pitchers too much, as those bats certainly went quiet right as that inning occurred. It's unfortunate.
Sylvia with the winning pitcher coming out there, and Lemire gets the save. And right now, Amsterdam is feeling good after getting revenge against the Stallions, but it's not going to be too long of a party because these two teams face off tomorrow at Canty Field as a banner will be raised in center field.
That's right. I'm really looking forward to that one, John. 7:05 first pitch, banner dropping. It's going to be music. There's going to be baseball. It's going to be a fantastic night up in Saugerties, and I can't wait to be there. And I can't wait to see each and every one of you there, too.
Not too much bad blood between these two teams, but it's still an early season and things can change down the line. Well, that'll do it here from Rao Family Stadium in Amsterdam, New York. For our broadcast crew here, for Logan Brandos running social media and production, and for my broadcast partner, Kyron McMullen running scoreboard and doing the color, I'm John Drager saying so long, thank you for listening, and we will see you tomorrow night at Canty Field for a 7:05 first pitch. Have a great night.